I think the health care bill in the Senate is going to be written by senators, and we're involved in extensive discussions 3 days a week with every single member, all 52 of us, trying to come up with an approach on health care that can get a minimum of 50 votes in order to pass the Senate.
That's Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who also told Reuters he does not plan on reaching out to Democrats on health care or tax reform because differences between the two parties are just too stark. Joining us now from Capitol Hill, member of the Select Committee on Intelligence, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Senator, good to see you this morning.
Hey, Willie, how you doing?
Doing well, thank you. First, want to get your reaction to what Mitch McConnell said there. You're a guy who's always tried to reach across the aisle as a West Virginia Democrat. How do you begin to work across the aisle when that seems to be the posture of the leader?
Well, first of all, when nobody talks, there's 100 members in the Senate. I think we're all part of the same club.
Yeah.
United States Senate, we're all there to help the United States of America. And when you have leaders from both sides, when they say, well, I talk to our group and we only want 50, I'm not going to talk to the other side. That's the problem we're in now. That's what I keep harping about. And there are those of us, Mitch, I'm sorry, that want to work. We want to get a health care plan that works for all. We don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We want a tax reform that's fair and equitable and basically takes care of the United States of America, the bills we have, our military strong, the services, our priorities, but also starts paying down a $20 trillion debt. Somebody's got to pay. And the American people understand that. I don't know why we don't get it here.
You've arrived to Washington as a chief executive, a governor from the state of West Virginia, and I think at times, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, you've been frustrated by the pace of progress there, by the willingness of people to sit down and work together. What is the current state of Congress right now in terms of bipartisanship, in terms of working together?
Oh, it's challenging. I'll be the first to admit that. It's still challenging, but there are so many good people here. I've got so many great friends on the Republican side and all my colleagues on the Democrat side, and we got a big tent. You can just imagine, look at our tent. But we still sit down and work through our differences. We respect each other, even though we might be miles apart. There's got to be a reason we're here, and the purpose we're here is for the United States of America. My great state of West Virginia, the good people in West Virginia want me to do my job. And I'm not here casting stones at people. It is frustrating. When I was governor, I said, listen, West Virginia comes first. We're here to do a job. We take an oath to the people of West Virginia. Let's do our job. We can have a lot of fun with politics, but we can't let it get in the way. And it has gotten in the way of us doing our job in the United States Congress and in the United States Senate.
Good morning. Your colleague, Marco Rubio, said that another thing getting in the way is the cloud, the dark cloud of this Russia investigation and scandal. And Mike Flynn has taken the fifth, but your committee and the House Intel Committee have subpoenaed now more documents from him. Are you of the same mind as Marco Rubio? Do you think that we need to get to the bottom of Russian meddling in the 2016 election? Or do you think that the Senate can sort of defy expectations and walk and chew gum, do some of the governing you're talking about this morning, as well as get to the bottom of Russia's role in our 2016 election?
Oh, I agree 1,000%. We need to get to the bottom. Marco and I both serve on the Intelligence Committee. And this committee is made up of Democrats and Republicans that will put their country first, that will follow the rule of law. And the rule of law says if you're hit hard times, you're homeless, or you're the number one person in the country, which is not the President of the United States, you're going to be held to the same jurist and the same type of justice. You know what I can't understand, Nicole, is that we have people that, if they're being accused, and these are horrible accusations, they truly are. Paul Manafort's been turning over and trying to prove his innocence and been cooperating. Mike Flynn has not.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I really don't know. Only thing I can tell Mr. Flynn is Mike worked with us. It's like extracting a tooth. It is painful, I know. It's something you don't want to do. I understand. But come and work with us. Help us prove your innocence. Don't make us dig and dig and dig like we're trying to find you're guilty. We just want justice to be done. We want the people of the United States of America to look at our findings, what we've come up with, through the intel that gives us the facts. We've said this, you're entitled to your opinions. You're just not entitled to your own facts. We will decipher the facts, and we will come up with whatever conclusion we need to. But help us. Don't continue to drag this thing on. The American people deserve better. And I can't tell you, if I was in that position, I'd say, here it is. If I made a mistake, I didn't intend to. If something's wrong, let's fix it. and get on with it. But if you're trying to hide something and conceal because you know you did something wrong, you took money, you compromised the United States of America, we are not going to let that happen. We are not going to let people get by with that.
Senator, your name has been on the ballot in West Virginia for quite some time at the state and local level. You're now a member of the United States Senate. When you go home to your state, eyesight alone would tell you, and tell anyone actually, that your state is afflicted with some problems: rural poverty, drug addiction. When you look at the bill that came over from the House, the health care bill, and think about people in need of basic health services, basic human needs, food stamps, things like that, is your level of frustration with public life at its height right now? Has it ever been higher? How do you handle it?
Mike, I've never seen this type of insensitivity or uncaring, if you will, or just not knowing, not really wanting to see the facts. Let me make sure you understand West Virginia. We have done the heavy lifting our entire life. We've got more military per capita. Our people fight and they die for this country. They give everything. They work in the mines. They make the steel. They do it all. They work in the factory. They do a lot of heavy work. And with that, they've got a lot of pre-existing conditions. With that, we have an older population that's given their all, and they're being thrown in peril. We have children that have challenges in starting. We have a lot of opiate addiction. We've got good people that saying, hey, just assist me, work with me, don't work against me. We are throwing every category in West Virginia under the bus. I've not found a category that was left untouched, or a nook and cranny, or a hollow, or a creek, or any area where people live that haven't been affected by what they're sending to us and what the House of Representatives passed. And I've said this to my friends on the Republican side. I think the Democrats made a grave mistake in 2009 when we had no bipartisan support. Only 60 Democrats passed a piece of legislation called the Affordable Care Act. It split the United States of America. It split us politically. It just split us. Now, if they didn't learn from the mistakes that I think that we made, we could have reached out and made some changes to that bill. They just passed it with 217 Republicans. And you just heard Mitch McConnell. I'm just trying to find a way to get to 50. Mitch, why don't you work with us? I believe you can get to 60, Mitch. Work with us. There's some changes. Don't throw the baby out. Don't talk about repeal. Talk about fixing, making it better, helping people, holding them accountable and responsible. I'll work with you, and other Democrats will too, but it is hurtful. I'm just not going to stand back and let them attack the state of West Virginia, who's done more, as much as, if not more than any other state in the nation, to help this great country.